Hello, 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 and welcome fellow Special Needs Supermoms. Nadine here. Summer is over and school is about to start, or maybe it already has started, and it's one of the most chaotic periods, and one of the most stressful periods for our special needs kids. Uh, you have the IEP that needs to be okay, or your 504, or it's the first time you're going to ask and you don't know where to start. You have new teachers and mentors that you have to tell about, all the things your kid needs to succeed. And all the things are most of the time not even that much things. Your kids are stressed because, first they had the stress of saying goodbye and leaving a routine, and now having to start up with a routine again. New teacher, maybe new classmates, or maybe it's a whole brand new situation. Wonder Boy is about to start his internship, and Supergirl is off to college. And she's still living at home because, it is doable. And she's only 16, so she doesn't want to live in a city where she's going to college. So we'll see how it goes. But boy, it's good to be back. And I really, for the first time, I think, ever since I started my business, I really did nothing. I didn't even, I was thinking about, maybe I'll do short podcast thingies and, or just relaunch or boost all the episodes. But it was a crazy year. It's always a crazy year. But this time, we did nothing. Well, we did a few things, but we didn't even go on holiday because we were way too late booking stuff. And, oh gosh, I hope you don't hear that sound, but the neighbor is, sending some stuff, and it sounds horrible. But I didn't want to wait any longer, because there's always an excuse to not do something and just do your chores or just be busy with your kids and not do what's really important for you. And I really love podcasting. But this summer, we didn't go on a break, or we didn't really go out. We had days here and there. Had a short mini history trip to Germany with my son. And it was okay. We felt a lot of pressure because of the outside world, thinking we should go on a holiday. But Supergirl didn't want to. Wonder Boy was stressed out. We had a dear friend who got really sick, and we just didn't want to be abroad. Also a good reminder to not wait to do whatever you want to do. But because, before you know it, life is over. So don't wait to take this dream trip or do that dream trip when you're older or retired, because you might not get it. But on a happier note. So we had a lovely holiday. We were redecorating. I got new, really cool cupboards that really don't match my yellow wall. But, oh well. It's there. It's a step. So how do I keep sane with Wonder Boy, who hates endings, hates beginnings, is going to start his internship next week. But for the simplest things, he still depends on me. He needs to see his GP for a rash. He just said to me that something was going on the entire bloody summer. And now he brings it to my attention. 3 days, and I'm like already stressed out. Oh, I must squeeze this in. Let's cancel all that. And then I went like, nope. And the same with Supergirl. So she's off to college, but she's only 16. And there's a shitload that needs to be arranged. A shitload that is still not okay. And one way, I'm kind of suspecting there's some ADHD there as well, because she's just overwhelmed with all the stuff. Combined with dyslexia, and then having all those long emails with a gazillion things to do, she's just overwhelmed. So what really helps always, not only, when the school starts, but also kind of during the rest of the year, are 3 things. And I live by them. First of all, there's structure. Always structure. So beginning of the week, or, we had it before the summer, we have it when there are exams coming up. We have this big, white, kind of like a whiteboard sheet, and you can just stick it on the wall. And especially for Wonder Boy, we draw out, this is coming up, then this is coming up, then. So he kind of can anticipate on it. And I write it down for myself as well. Oh, these are all the things I have to do, want to do. But this morning, I should have had my journal here, and I wrote down all the things that popped in my head, because I was already going crazy. I'm like, I have to remember this, and I sent an email to that person, and I have to still call that agency to take care of the personal transport for Supergirl that has still not been taken care of. And I wrote all the things, and this is really helpful, moms. Write down all those things you think you should do. And then write, how much time it takes. Or, just have your daily calendar next to it with an hourly time schedule. And then plan those in. I think I had like 20 things that popped up in. A little email there, checking that, sending in a text to that person, helping Supergirl declutter her room. We have to this afternoon do another thing. Check Wonder Boy's email or with him to do like 20 things. And then I didn't even wrote down, doing laundry, getting groceries, have lunch, breathe. And thankfully, because I wrote down all those things, I would like, there's, and I was like, okay, how much time will this take me? How much time will this take me? And I was like, there's no way on earth I can fit this in a day. Well, I think not even in a week. So, one, have a structure, yes, at least for your kids, so they have an overview of what's coming up, but also for yourself. And then when you write all your to-dos, okay, write down how much time it takes. Is this really realistic? And then you can look at things, okay, what's really important and what not. Yes, the transport, the personal transport for Supergirl, yes, it's really important. But for the moment, she has a public transport card. When it comes down to it, I'm sure I will have to drive her to college. It's about an hour. Is it convenient? No. But can I manage? Yes, because calling that agency and going through the red tape takes a lot of time, stress. I already called 3 or 4 times, and there's, you have to wait for 30 minutes. You have to wait for an hour. So I went like, okay, of all the things today, okay, it's convenient and it will save us money, but I don't need to do it today. I need to focus on other stuff first. Are the books fixed for my daughter? Because she can't find the email. Apparently she has a new school email from her college. She doesn't know anything about it. Figuring that out, just a little bit more important, or helping her figuring it out. So I have a structure, because I write down all the to-dos. I make a realistic planning. But I think the most important of all is letting go. So yes, I have a structure. Today we're going to do this, to that. But how often isn't there something just popping up and you can just throw your schedule out of the window? So yes, we have a schedule and I'm trying to do certain things. But I also make sure, especially with Wonder Boy, I will tell him up front, we're aiming for this, but it can happen if this, takes longer. That can't happen. And he is still 18 years old, flabbergasted by it. Or he's like, oh, Mom, but I thought you would come to me. Because that's still not sorted out. And I will keep reminding him, that you had a to-do list. I wrote a to-do list with you, and the steps you have to take. You have to take, and we can sit together, but you have to call me, or you have to ask for something. And another thing I really let go in these really crazy busy weeks is meal planning. I kind of try to have, a good meal every evening, but an extra takeout here or there, or just have sandwiches or a microwave meal, there's nothing wrong with that. Because you also have to keep sane. So yesterday evening, before I knew it, it was 6 o'clock. And I still had to go to the grocery store and cook stuff. Well, I think it was 6:30 actually, or almost 7. So, we just had takeout. And that was totally fine. Is it, if you have an autistic boy, can it help if you have a more, if they know way up front? Yes, it can help. It can help with their mood swings. It can help with everything. But you also have to make, clear to your kids, life happens. And structures are great. But there needs to be some flexibility, especially if you want to keep sane as a mom. So, to round it up, how to keep sane during these crazy weeks. Yes, have kind of a rough structure, so your kids know what's coming up each day. Make a realistic planning. So, write down all your to-dos. Okay. What thing do you really need to do today? When is the world going to end if you don't do it today? The rest can kind of wait. And that includes buying new binders, buying new, fill tips or crayons or whatever. Yes, it's great. But if you have to go to 5 different stores to pick it all up, well, maybe you can't make it. And maybe they will have, Supergirl needs 4 new binders. Does she really need them in the first week? Even in the second week? No, she doesn't. The most important thing is, I think, I think paper and pencil. I wanted to say a new laptop, which we still haven't sorted out as well. But it's okay, because worst case scenario, there is a solution to that. The world is not going to end if she doesn't have a laptop coming Monday, because she's going to start with an intro week. So really, we have another week. Really, you don't have to cook a perfect meal every day. What you do need is, a bit of a structure, but also a lot of mini breaks. Because if you're back to back, have a calendar, your agenda is back to back planned with all the things you have to do, and you don't have any breathing space, your kids don't have any breathing space, that's when the real meltdowns start. Not only for your kids, but for you as well. You slam on the couch in the evening, totally tired, have a glass of wine and fall asleep, and you can't handle anything extra. Like Supergirl yesterday evening around 11 saying, they keep saying I have to check my school mail, but I don't even have a school mail. Well, I told her, it's 11 p.m. We're not going to sort it now. We don't need to sort it now. And now it's like 11 a.m. in the morning. And she needs to sort it because apparently she was stressed. But she's dancing instead. So, was it really necessary? No. Does she need to learn a lesson as well? Yes. So, Mom, take a deep breath. And especially, maybe that's a great last tip. If you're going completely cuckoo because so much stuff going on, you don't even need to close your eyes for this. But just take a few deep breaths. So 5 seconds in. Hold for 5 seconds. And 5 seconds out. And do that 3 or 5 times. Or maybe just once if you have screaming toddlers around you. But take some mini breaks. Let your kids take some mini breaks as well. After school, in the evening. We have 1 week coming up. This is our last week. And everybody's about, you should already have them, wake them up the moment they should go to school next week. And I'm like, why? Why? Just 1, they're 16 and 18. And 2, this is the last week they can sleep in. And they already by themselves said, well, I'm getting up a little bit earlier. It's still 2 or 3 hours later than the time they have to get up next week. But that's fine. I'll let them enjoy this. And keeps me sane in the morning as well. Nice and quiet when there's nobody stressing around me. So, have a structure. And let it go. Have a structure. Write down your to-dos. But let them go. As well. Just do what you can. And the most important thing is, stay sane. Take a break. Have a great start of your week. School year. Holidays, whenever you're listening to this. And talk to you next time. Bye.